Investigative journalism can't exist without three things. One is journalists who actually know how to do it. Another one is money, which is willing to pay for it. And the third one is audience, which needs it. And for many years, because of many reasons, we've been talking just about side of the journalism, like how do we do this? But since the technologies has been developing so quickly, we've been forced to think much more about who is watching us, how do we reach them, do they want us, are they ready to pay for us? And therefore, you can't be just journalist anymore. If you are editor, you have to understand the business side. If you are editor, you have to understand the audience. Changes are rapid. There are very successful models working in Slovakia, very successful models working in the United States. So we have to find our own way. And I just come from the panel where we talked from very different perspectives. Ukrainian perspective is Bigus, Baltic perspective is Baltica, Slovak perspective is Danik. And we will survive if we put all bits and pieces together. And a festival like this allows people to actually get the knowledge very quickly without reading through, endless hours. The way to apply it is first to know about it, that this worked, this didn't. Some people are doing this, some people are doing that. When I was a very young manager, for me, the massive help was actually to listen to people who knew how to do it. And then it stays in your head somewhere, like we could try this and that, and then you go, you put down in a strategy, and then you try to just make it live. This is a topic which is being discussed not only in Europe, it's the same discussion in America. And I understand why in Ukraine the line is so shaky, because you tend to end your elections with revolutions and then make another one. So at some point, all your journalists who are visible become some sort of activists when they are fed up that something is not happening. Quite many people in our audience as well say, okay, great investigation, so what? What next? How do we proceed? I personally I have a line that journalism and activism are separate issues. Because if I do activism, then people won't trust me being objective. But I think there are situations, especially in the countries which are not even remotely democratic, where it crosses the line, where you unwillingly become an activist. Mostly starts with human rights, starts with environment, and then grows into journalism. So debate is relevant. It's just there has to be a clear understanding what each of those mean.